One thing that we stress all the time on the roofing channel when it's time for roof work of any kind is the importance of hiring a good roofing contractor. So usually you have to workshop and talk to multiple contractors, and there are many instances in which those contractors all seem friendly and all seem like they might be the right fit for you. However, there are a couple of things that you can look at to discern which one is going to stand out among the rest. And that's what we're going to be covering today as we go over 3 things to look out for when you're shopping around for multiple contractors. I'm Brandon Hafeli with Bill Reagan Roofing Company, and thank you so much for watching the Roofing Channel. Let's get started. Check how they price your roof replacement. Now, when we're talking about how a roofing contractor gives their price, we're not talking about what the actual price is and whether or not it's too high or too low, but we're talking about how they give you that price. To elaborate, one of the common red flags that you may see is if a roofer gives you a cost for a roof replacement, but then you tell them another roofer has given you a lower cost and they undercut that other roofer's price. Now, in the case that a price seems unreasonably high or suspiciously low, a contractor should be able to explain why their price is the way it is. Sometimes they have a lot of overhead, and that's why their cost is a lot higher. And sometimes they have almost no overhead, and that's why they're able to charge low without it being undercutting. This leads into the next thing on pricing, and it's a big one, and that is their estimate should be broken down line by line for you to see what each and every single thing costs to make up the total cost of your roof estimate. If either a contractor has their entire estimate consolidated into just 2 or 3 different line items, or they're just not walking you through your estimate, that is a major red flag, and we should say with full confidence that you should turn the other way and find a different roofing contractor. Their items should not be just materials. It should be the decking, the flashing, the shingles themselves, and every other thing broken down line by line. Make sure they properly inspect your roof. This one can be a little bit of a difficult one to watch out for when you're not a roofer insider, but there are some pretty simple things that you can look out for during the inspection to make sure it's being performed adequately. First up, and this one should go without saying, but your roofer should definitely get up on your roof or at least find a way to inspect it up close. I don't care how good their vision is, you need to be up close and personal to identify the problems with a roof and whether or not it needs a replacement. Now, there could be instances in which it's perfectly reasonable for a roofer to not climb on and walk on your roof. One of them could be if it's either too steep or too wet, that results in a hazard, and it's not safe for them to walk on the roof. The other one could be that if your roof looks very old or they've identified rotten decking, it's not safe to walk on it because you could literally fall through the roof if you step on that rotten decking and it gives way. Now, it can be perfectly acceptable for them to not get on the roof, but they should use at least one of 2 ways in order to get close and personal with that roof. One, they could use the good old-fashioned way of simply climbing a ladder and getting a closer look at the components that they can see. And 2, and this is something that a lot of roofing companies have applied in modern times, they could use a drone with video function to get nice and close to different components so they can understand the problems with your roof, if it has problems, as well as the components. Another thing that you can look for that we see all the time is an unwillingness to get in your attic. Now, this isn't a red flag by itself because sometimes the attic is simply inaccessible or there's just not enough room to actually crawl around in the attic. However, getting in the attic is very valuable for a roofing contractor to do and is valuable to you because they can identify rotten decking if it's severe enough to go all the way through and be visible from your attic. When they identify this, they'll be able to see, 1, you definitely need a roof replacement, and 2, they'll be able to let you know that there's going to be a little bit of an extra charge so you don't get blindsided later. Finally, for the roof inspection, we have something that's good to look for and not something that you should watch out for, and that is if they walk you through all the problems that they have found with your roof, with pictures to boot. If they do this, they're trying to let you understand exactly it is why you need your roof replaced, and they have great communication skills. Which leads us to, see how well your contractor communicates. Speaking of walking you through why you need a roof replacement, communication is a really good quality that you can find in a roofing contractor. A good rule of thumb that you can follow is if you ask them a question during their work week and they don't respond within 24 hours, it's not a great sign for them. A good contractor that has poor communication may as well be a bad roofing contractor. If they respond back to your question within 24 hours, then that's a great sign. It means that they care, that you're well informed without this process. And don't feel bad if you have a lot of questions that you need to ask. Any good contractor should demonstrate patience when they're being inundated with lots of questions from you, because again, they should want to make sure that you're as well informed as possible so that you're happy. And lastly, a golden sign that you can look out for when communication is concerned with a roofing contractor is if they tell you that you don't need a roof replacement right now. If they do this, their concern is not your money. So if you get good vibes from them and they're a good roofing contractor, you should absolutely use them in the future when you need roofing services. Now you know what to look for when you're trying to decide which good roofing contractor you should go with. But if you're having trouble finding at least one good roofing contractor in the first place, we can help you with that. If you want to click on the link below or at the end of this video, you can watch our video on how to hire a good roofing contractor. I'm Brandon Hafeli with Bill Reagan Roofing Company, and thank you again so much for watching the Roofing Channel. If we helped you out today, you could do us a favor by liking and subscribing to our channel so that we can grow and spread more helpful information to homeowners like yourself. We'll see you next time.